guaranteed to have the time of life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets. Oh, they're hollering, they're cheering, and they're jumping in their seats. Where do they go? To meet the Mets. All the fans are true to the orange and blue. So hurry up and come on down. Cause we got ourselves a ball from the Mets of New York town. Give them a yell. Give them a hand. And let them know you're rooting in the stand. Come on and beat the Mets. Beat the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York. Of New York. Hey, welcome everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice with another live stream of a Mets season replay. This time it's the 2015 Mets versus the 2015 Miami Marlins. This is a game played April 29th of 2015. The actual score of this one, let me take a quick peek and look at it. The actual score of this game, I don't have it easily accessible to me, so I'm not going to tell you the score. But right now the score is 3-2. The Mets are up by 1. It's Cologne against Matos. And we're right about to start the top of the 7th inning. We're using Ballscore, so I can show you how to use that a little bit. I'm learning myself, but hey, maybe I'm a step ahead of you, and that sometimes is the best way to be. So it's going to be Kevin Plawecki, a pinch hitter, and Curtis Granderson in the top of the 7th. We need a couple of insurance runs. I really want to win this game. I want to get the Mets to 13-9. So there's, something. I got skin in this right here. I'm hoping to manage something. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but we'll see what happens. So we're going to set up. And it's Matt Latos now. Latos is going to be facing Kevin Plawecki. Plawecki is 1 for 2. And he doubled and scored a run. And he's a right-handed batter. In 2015, Plawecki batted .219 in 233 at-bats. So he basically was a 50% time catcher. He split catching duties, basically is what I'm trying to say, split catching duties with Travis d'Arnaud, who fell injured a little bit. Right now it's Kevin Plawecki and Tony Recker splitting duties because d'Arnaud is on the injured list. I haven't seen him in a week or so. But he'll be back soon because he gets some at-bats in 2015 for the Mets. Gets about 400 at-bats. All right, so let's start the inning. It's Matt Latos. He's a right-handed pitcher. Now, he's beyond his point of weakness, which was the 5th inning, but he's had pretty good innings ever since. So let's see what happens here. And it's going to be a 1-9. That's going to be off Plawecki's card. That's going to be a strikeout. So Latos fans Plawecki. We're going to get a pinch hitter. It's going to be Neuenhuis. Neuenhuis is going to come in and let me do that. That's a strikeout. That's weird. Wait a second. Not reacting. I don't know why. I'm going to do it on here. All right. Next is Bartolo Colon, but they're going to call Bartolo back, and they're going to bring in a pinch hitter. And this is how you do the pinch hitter.
I go up here. There's a little tab, a little button that says PH, pinch hitter, and then I'm going to look for Neuenhuis. I'm going to click on him, and then I'm going to click OK, and I got a pinch hitter there. He's a left-handed batter. That's going to be a 1-6, and that's a strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts for Matt Latos. Tell you a little bit about Matt Latos. He was 4-10 with a 4.95 ERA. He's pitching a hell of a game here. Next is Curtis Granderson. He leads off. He's a leadoff batter for the Mets, and he's a left-handed batter with good power. Curtis Granderson batted .259 with 26 home runs. Here's the pitch from Latos. That's going to be a 4-11, so that's going to be off Latos, and 11 is not good. This is going to be a diamond shot. Unfortunately, we're playing in Miami, and if you look at the ballpark home runs in Miami, it's 1 and 2. That's all on a 20-sided die, so it's got to be like a miracle, and a miracle it is not. We rolled a 15. That's a deep fly ball to deep right field, and right there is Giancarlo Stanton. He makes the catch, and that, my friends, retires the side. So it reminds us, hey, a pinch hitter was used. So, hey, dummy, insert a new pitcher. All right, you may have to insert a new pitcher. And that's true. I do have to insert a new pitcher. And who are we going to use here? Let's see. Who are we going to use? Jerry Familia, Goodell, Hansel. We're going to use Hansel Robles. We use Handsome Robles. And I'll tell you who Handsome Robles is going to pitch against. He's going to go up against Ichiro Echevarria, and then probably a pinch hitter for Latos, most likely. Probably see a guy named Reed Brignac. He does a lot of pinch hitting, and he's for a lefty. So Hansel Robles. So this is how you bring in a relief pitcher, right? You go up here where it says new pitcher. You click on that, and then you look for Robles. Click on Robles, and then it's going to ask you where he bats. He's going to bat 9th. Press OK, and it's done. Got a new pitcher in there. It's going to be facing Ichiro Suzuki. And it's going to be a 2-6. A 2-6 is a hard ground ball up the middle. And that's Flores. Gets to it, throws on the run, and just gets Suzuki by half a step. And he can really bust down that line. How old is this guy? It doesn't say the age on these cards. These cards don't have much personality, I'll be honest with you. But nice play by Wilmer Flores, the young shortstop for the Mets. He was about 20 years old at this point, 5 years ago. On the mound for the Mets against Adeiny Echevarria. That's going to be a 1-7. That's going to be, again, a ground ball. This time it's a 2-hopper to Flores. Fires across the diamond for out number 2. So a tough one and an easy one for Flores. And now it's going to be pinch hitter. Pinch hitter is going to be Reed Brignac. And again, I'll show you. Go up here to where it says pinch hitter, and you look for Brignac right there. He should be a lefty, so I have to change that. I'll show you how to change that in a second. He's righty-righty. He's actually a lefty. Bats lefty. He's going to pinch hit in the second slot. All right. And let me show you. So you go you got to go to the bottom of the inning. Click on bottom. It brings you. It's warning me about a pinch to put in a pinch hitter. So then I'm going to go in here where there's plenty of ways of doing this. There's multiple ways of doing it. Sometimes I think there's too many ways of doing too many things. And let's see. It says edit a selected player. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong spot. Did I go? Why did I go? Oh, all right. I should have stayed where I was, I guess. Brignac. Okay, I went to where it says RLM. That brings up your roster. And then I click on Brignac and I say edit selected player. I'm going to make him a lefty, bats lefty. Probably throws righty. I don't really know, but he probably throws righty. And that's done. I'm going to save this, save the roster, and then hit OK. And so he should be lefty now. Not that it matters. I mean, score is 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th. There's 2 outs, and the pinch hitter is Reed Brignac. Here's the pitch from Hansel Robles. That's a 5. That's going to be off Robles. A 5-10 is a ground ball shortstop X. Now, this is not good because Wilmer Flores is a 4. We rolled an 18. I believe he gets that. I will double check, but I don't know. My keys, for some reason, stopped working. That's strange. All right, my keys on my keyboard not working anymore. Huh. All right. So it's going to be, you're going to go up here to out, and then you pick where it says 6-3. And now we have to put in a new pitcher for the, let's see where they are. Clone. For the Marlins, we need a new relief pitcher for the Marlins. We're going to bring in, let's see who's coming up. We're going to have a righty, lefty, righty, lefty. So you know what? We're going to bring in Brad Hand. That's what we're going to bring in. Brad Hand. He's a guy that shows up in the box scores a lot. We just played this team a few games ago. So we're going to go to new pitcher again on top. We're going to look for Brad Hand. And he's going to bat in the 9th spot. There we go. I'm going to move this over a little bit. So Brad Hand is going to face Juan Lagares, second place batter, Lucas Duda, and Michael Kadire. So here's the pitch from Brad Hand, a lefty. That's a 3-9. A 3-9 is going to be a ground ball second base. That's D. Gordon. 1 away. Next is the lefty, Lucas Duda. That's a 1-10. And that's going to be a split die, double fly out. So 1-6, it's a double, and we roll a 14. So that nice running catch by the center fielder, Marcelo Zuna. And that's 1 out with a runner on 1 out. Wait a second. I missed putting in something. The first one was Lagares. Oh, damn it. Let me undo that because that's going to be the second one. I know Lagares made an out. I don't totally. It was to the second baseman, I believe. No, D. Gordon. That's right. 4-3. I don't know why. I believe it was 4-3. Doesn't matter. It's an out, is an out, is an out. And let's pay attention a little bit better here. All right. So now we got Michael Kadire. 2 outs. Michael Kadire's up. That's going to be a 111. A 111 is a diamond shot home run, but in Marlins Park, it's a 1 and a 2 on a 20-sided, and we're going to roll, and only a miracle. That's a 12, so that's a deep drive to left field. That's going to be caught. Oh, now it's working. I don't understand this. It's working now for me. My keyboard's working. Stopped working, started working. Okay, bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th, we're going to need another relief pitcher because I think, Robles, let's see who's here. D. Gordon is a lefty. Then I got a righty. Then I got a righty. So you know what? I'm going to bring in a lefty to face Gordon. See if a lefty can get out Gordon. He batted .330 in 2015. He was a heck of a player. So we're going to bring in lefty specialist type. Lefty specialist type is, I got one, Alex Torres, that's one. And then I got another one, and I'm trying to track him down. Sean Gilmartin, that's the guy that was kind of stuck. All right, so the other one is Sean Gilmartin. And that's who we're going to bring in. We're going to bring in Gil Martin. So let's go up here to new pitcher. And it's going to be Sean Gil Martin. There he is. Throws lefty. He's going to bat ninth as well. And it's going to face D. Gordon. Let's see what happens. See if the Mets can pull this one out. 3-2. They're up 3-2 here in the bottom of the eighth. That's a 2-3. A 2-3 is a ground ball to the third baseman, Campbell. He's up with it, fires it right away, and just gets D. Gordon, who's flying down that line. Holy smokes. He can really fly. And it's Martin Prado with one out. And that's 4-9, the pitch from Gil Martin. It's going to be off Gil Martin's card. A 4-9 is going to be a 1-7. This is a split die triple double. So this is not what we wanted to see. Split die 1-7 is a triple. 8-20 is a double. And that's driven into the gap. And that's going to roll one hop off the wall. Played off the wall by Lagares. He gets it in. The throw to second, not in time. Martin Prado with a double. A one-out double here puts the tying run at second base for Giancarlo Stanton. Now, I don't want to walk Giancarlo because that's putting the go-ahead run on base, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm going to pitch to Giancarlo and just hope he doesn't get a hold of one here. But we do have a lefty, and you know what? I'm going to bring in a righty, and that's what should have been that was originally my plan. I forgot all about it. That was originally my plan, and I forgot all about it. And let's see if it would have made a difference. Because we rolled a 1-9 against a lefty. A 1-9 against a righty would have been a double. Would have been a double single. We would have hit a single instead of a double. So I made a blunder, a managerial blunder. And now the Mets may have to pay the consequences. So you may wake up tomorrow, read the newspaper, and find out that this tabletop manager is no longer working for the Mets. So looking here over all my pitchers, I'm going to take a quick peek and see what I have going here. 2019. This is going to take a second. Mets 2015 schedule. I'm going to see what pitchers were available to the Mets at this point in 2015. This is game on April 29th. I'll give you a score of the actual game. See if we're anywhere near that. April 29th score. This is the third game of a 3-game set versus the Miami Marlins. The actual score was Marlins 7, Mets 3. And they used Goodell. Oh, Leathersick. I think it's Leathersick. That's how you pronounce it. And he's a great lefty, but I should have brought him in. But anyway, I'm not going to bring him in now. I'm going to bring in. Well, I got my closer is my closer is Jerry Familia. I'm going to bring in Carlos Torres. Oh, no, I don't want to bring in Carlos Torres. I bring in Hansel Robles already. Let me see if I can bring in Goodell, Eric Goodell. What does Eric Goodell look like? Oh, okay, I'm going to bring in Eric Goodell. So Eric Goodell is going to step in there. There's another pitcher here to face Giancarlo Stanton. This is my, second pitcher in the inning. So here's another pitcher. I'm going to go to new pitcher on top. And then I'm going to go to Goodell, a righty. Going to bat ninth as well. And here goes. Okay, I'm going to roll one die. See what happens with that. Nothing. It's a 4. All right, it's a 6, so it's going to be off Goodell's card. A 6-9. A 6-9 is strike 3. Big strikeout. Wow. So Goodell comes in and blows one by Giancarlo Stanton. And now it's Marcell Ozuna. Let's see if we can get out of this inning. Again, we got to roll that one die to see if there's going to be a wild pitch or a pass ball. Nothing there. Marcell Ozuna. That's going to be a 2-6. A 2-6 is a fly ball, high fly ball, shallow center field, running in his Lagares. Is he going to get there? He does. And that retires the side. Holy smokes. Mets barely made it out of that inning. So that makes me feel good. So then we're going to have Familia coming in the ninth. Brad Hand is still in there. Let's see. Brad Hand is going to face Murphy, and then he's going to get pulled because he's a we're going to bring in Ramos after that. All right, so Brad Hand is going to pitch to Murphy, lefty on lefty, and then he's going to get pulled. Let's see what happens here. And that's going to be a 2-7. A 2-7 is a line shot to center field, and right there is Marcelo Ozuna for the catch, one away. And here comes a new pitcher. Again, going to get a righty in there. It's going to be A.J. Ramos. A.J. Ramos. You know what? We're going to bring in Steve Cishek instead of Ramos, simply because Ramos, I believe, is my closer. Yeah, he is my closer. So I don't want to bring in Ramos. I'm going to bring in Cishek. And Cishek, oh, you know who pitched in this game? Sam Dyson. Let me look for Sam Dyson. He pitches a lot for them as well. He was one of their key contributors in 2015. So Sammy Dyson is coming in, and he's going to bat ninth. All right. And he's going to face Eric Campbell, the right-hander. So there's one out. Mets are up 3-2 here in the top of the ninth. Using Ballscore, showing you how to use it a little bit. It's 4-5. The trick is really to learn the hotkeys. It takes a little while. 4-5. So that's going to be off Dyson's card against a righty. A 4-5. It's going to be a strikeout. So curveball gets Campbell. And next is Wilmer Flores. Wilmer Flores is 1 for 3 on the day. Wilmer Flores, the beautiful thing about it, it tells you what they're batting at the top of the it says who's batting, right? And then it tells you he's batting 244. And let's look at the box score to make sure that's the right data. Flores, oh no, he's batting 295. So I think that's team batting. I think that's team batting and team ERA. Wilmer Flores, here it is. So you can click on this. This is the cool little aspects of Ballscore, which I'm all into. Let's see. You can see on the top where I just clicked right up here. See that? I don't know if you can see my cursor. Sam Dyson. It tells you he's got a one-game hit streak, right? He's 1 for 3 today. He drove in a run. But here's going to give you some more stats on him. It tells you he's batting 295 with 3 home runs on the season, 23 hits, 78 at-bats. So, the software is a little bit clunky. It does some unusual things. But, hey, even if I messed up a game or two, I still know more or less what he's batting. And it keeps all track of everything for you. He's been hit by pitch once. He's got 3 home runs, 3 doubles, 9 RBIs, and 78 at-bats. So this is pretty cool. I just realized that now. So I'm still learning the bells and whistles myself. All right, so Wilmer Flores with 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. Sam Dyson. And you know who the pitcher is by going to this side, clicking on the batter, clicking there again, and it should eventually, there it is, Sam Dyson. And then if you click here, bring up the pitcher. Dyson's pitched 4 innings, all against the Mets, 3 hits, 7 strikeouts. He never allowed a run, so that's kind of cool. So let's get the batters up there. All right, here goes. That's going to be off Dyson. It's a 5-5, and that's going to be a hard hit ground ball right to shortstop Echeverria, who's a 1. So it's probably a 16. I believe that's a ground ball that Echeverria handles, fires to first, and gets Wilmer Flores easily. So we go to the bottom of the ninth. I'm rolling using Stratomatic. It's going to be Michael Morse code. And it's going to be, and here comes Jerry Familia. Jerry Familia is going to face Mike Morse in the bottom of the ninth. The Mets are up 3-2. I'm using Ballscore, and I'm rolling Stratomatic. So I did an earlier video, an earlier game today with the camera on the cards. Now I'm doing one with the camera on Ballscore. And I hope you guys have a good view of this. And I'm giving you some tips and talking to you about the bells and whistles as I go and showing you kind of how to run this. So it's going to be Morse, Real Muto, and Suzuki. Morse is 0 for 3. Real Muto is 1 for 3. And Ichiro Suzuki is 0 for 1. He hit a sacrifice fly, drove in a run, walked, and then grounded out. So let's see if Jerry Familia, and I haven't brought him in yet, I don't think. So I'm going to have to go to new pitcher. Familia, 9th place batter. And if you want to look at the box score, you can see that. You just bring it up. It shows you all your pitchers. Colon went in 6 innings. Robles went an inning. Gilmartin went 1/3 of an inning. Goodell went 2/3 of an inning. And now it's Familia here in the 9th. And there are all their ERAs. Matt Latos pitched pretty good. He gave up only 1 earned run in 7 innings. Struck out 7. And here's all the batters and how they're doing. They're okay. Garza is batting 300. Murph 265. Flores 291. And Gordon's batting 343, and so is Prado. Ozuna 387 against the Mets only, because remember I'm only replaying the Mets season. But this would be good for somebody who wants to spend an eternity playing, the thousands of games that it requires to play a whole season with everybody, or mini leagues. If you want to play mini leagues and you want the software, the program to keep all your stats, you can do that. So Mike Morse, let's go. Let's see what happens here. And that's a 5-9. So that's going to be off Familia's card against a righty. A 5-9 is a strike 3. 1 out. Mike Morse, not happy with himself, went after a outside pitch that would have been ball 4. Real Muto has a triple today. He's 1 for 3 on the day. That's a 1-5. A 1-5 is a ground ball to the shortstop. Flores up with it, fires to first, and gets Real Muto for out number 2. Mets are 1 out away from winning the ball game, which is exciting for me. Let's see what happens. We need still to get Ichiro Suzuki. Here's the pitch. It's a 5-4, but this time against a lefty. A 5-4 is a ground ball third baseman X. Now, most Met infielders are 4s. Campbell is playing third, Eric Campbell, and he's a 4. And that's a 14. Oh, let's see what happens there at third base with a 14. We may get lucky, and we don't. Just missed a 15. Well, a 15 would have been a single. So now we're going to have to roll on Campbell, Campbell has a terrible error rating. I think it's a 32, and I'm going to double check that, but I'm learning them from playing them every day. But Campbell was a nightmare. Yeah, he has a 32. So you're almost guaranteed an error, reaching on an error on this play. An error on Campbell, almost guaranteed, unless there's a miracle. That's a 4, and that's going to be at E5. So Ichiro's on base with an E5, and then we're going to roll to see if he gets a lead, a good lead, and he does not. Just missed it by 1. So it's an E5. Let's get that in there. So you go to A, and then you click, you look for where it says reach first base on error, and then it gives you a little drop-down menu where you go to third base. And the cool thing about the box score is going to tell me how many errors he has on the season. If you go to here, Colon had an error, his first. Campbell had his 9th error of the season. Holy smokes. He's horrible. And we've played, 22 games. He's got 9 errors in 22 games. All right. So, and guys worry about having accurate statistics. Come on now. That means in 100 games, he'll have 50 errors at third base almost. Well, he'll have 9 times almost, round figures. So that's silly. That's silly, You'd have 45, right? 45. If you played 50 games, he'd have if he had played 100 games, he'd have about 50 errors. Anyway, so Echeverria is up with Ichiro at first base. Ichiro didn't get his lead, and he doesn't want to run on the 12, which is his second number in parentheses, because it would be a -5. Oh, the second one would be a -7. Well, you can only no, because it would be a -4 plus a -3 would be a -7. it would be terrible. Yeah, so he doesn't want to do that. All right, so we're going to roll one die to see if there's a wild pitch. And Familia does throw wild pitches. He's got a 12 there. And here goes. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 3-7 on the Danny Echevarria. And the 3 column is his good column. Let's see if we can squeak by. And we do. That's line to left field. And in comes the left fielder. Who is that again? Kadire, and makes a nice running catch to end the ball game. So holy smokes, Michael Kadire saves the day. And that's the ball game. It tells you, okay, Ballscore has detected the visiting team has won the game. Thank you very much. The Mets win it by a score of 3-2. Mets 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. The Marlins 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. And so it was an error-filled ball game. And now we're going to set up, we're going to finish it off here. You go to File, you go to where it says End Game. And Colon's going to get the win. Colon did a great job. Very proud of him. I have a bunch of guys that get holds. I don't know how to do that, but I'm just giving them all a hold because it could have been a save situation. That's the only thing I know about the hold is that if they come in a save situation, they kind of don't allow anybody to score type thing, they get a hold. And then Familia's going to get the save. The loss is going to go to Matt Latos. He doesn't deserve it, but we're going to check 29, Wednesday, April 29th. And this is the last game with the Marlins for now. Next, I believe we're going to go to next game. Let me click on next game. So 24, we're going to go into Washington. Well, we're going back to Citi Field, and we're going to face the Nationals for 4 games, a 4-game set with the Nationals. That's going to be cool because we're going to see Bryce Harper. And I don't hate Bryce Harper. I have no problem with Bryce Harper. Then you go back up to File. You're going to export directly to Ballstat. We're going to do that again. And that's it. If you're going to play another game, you're going to have to restart and reset all game variables. Will do. They're saving my scorebook to disk. Thank you. And then I open it back up. And I'm ready to start another, and I'll show you how to do that. I went a little fast there. You got to forgive me. But I click New Game, Set Up New Game. And then it gives you this choice to discard current scorebook. I click Yes. The game is going to be played on April 30th. So the game against the Nats is going to be April 30th. Then I'm going to load the visiting team's roster. And I have it there already because we played them before. And the pitcher, it's going to be Strasburg. So I'm going to look for the Strasburg. I say it's a lineup, load lineup. I only have one lineup for them. I only saved one. But I'm going to bring in Strasburg right there. Let's see. Strasburg, pitcher. So Strasburg is in there. Let me see if there's been any changes. Denard Span should be the leadoff batter. And I don't know if I never created him. So I'm going to add a player to roster. All right, so he's in there. And now I'm going to find him, and he's going to go into the top spot. And he's going to play center field. So I'm showing you how to basically set up a this is very similar to how you would set up a roster. This roster has already been set up, but I'm just showing you how to use it. So batter number 2 is Escobar. He's the one who wore on his eye black or eye strips. He put "Tu eres maricón," which means in Spanish, "You're a faggot." And that was basically a homosexual slur, a gay slur, and he got into big trouble. He was suspended. He was fined. And he was really an idiot for doing that. Jason Worth is batting third. I don't have him created, so I'm going to have to add player to roster. So Worth. I believe he's a lefty, but I'll fix that later. I can't remember off the top of my head. So I'm going to get Worth, and he's going to go into that third spot, and he's going to play left field. So I'm setting up my next game just to show you guys how to use Ballscore. And batting fourth is Harper, and then Zimmerman's going to be fifth. So I'm going to put Harper fourth. Harper's going to be in right field. Zimmerman is going to be at first base. Batting sixth, it's going to be Ramos, Wilson Ramos. Batting seventh is Ian Desmond. Click on Desmond, double click on shortstop. And then it's Espinoza playing second base, batting eighth, Danny Espinoza. And then that's it. So I'm going to save this lineup, save lineup. And I'm going to save the roster because I added 2 guys. I don't want to lose those 2 guys. If you don't click save, then you'll have to re-add them next time. All right, so you got Denard Span, you got Escobar, Jason Worth in left field, and right field, Bryce Harper. First base, you got Zimmerman, Ramos, Ian Desmond as shortstop, Danny Espinoza. I've been watching 2015 games with these guys. Hilarious. They look so much younger. So then I'm going to do the Mets. I'm going to go into here where it says the roster, RLM. I'm going to load roster. I'm going to load my Mets roster. And then load lineup. I don't know what lineup they're using. Barrett, Tyler Moore, Sam Solis. Pretty much the standard line. Oh, the same lineup. This time it's going to be Jacob deGrom. So I'm going to use last load lineup. The last lineup I used was this one with Cologne. But I just got to change the same lineup again, except I'm using deGrom here. So deGrom is in there. Plawecki, Flores, Campbell, Murphy, Kadire, Duda, Lagares. Yep, that's it. I'm going to save. No, I have that saved already, and that's it. So it's ready to roll. I'm ready to start the game. I go to the top of the inning, and I'm going to set up the cards, and I'm going to roll. So next time next time I create a team, a roster, I'll do that. But I think you just go up here to roster. Yeah, new roster. You see, and then you got to click the name and everything. So I'm not going to do that right now. But you just click new roster, and it just guides you through the whole thing. You just write in the names, and then you save it, and then it asks you to label it, and then that goes into your computer, and that's how that works. So that's all. That's it for now. So this is CP Cards and Dice. So the Mets win one. They improve their record to 13-9, and that makes me happy, right? They improve their record to 13-9. So this is CP Cards and Dice. Going to sign out. And I'll see you guys. I may play a couple more games tonight. I don't know, but I'm probably not going to stream them. I don't know that I'm going to stream tomorrow. I may stream them. And we'll see what happens. So take care. I wish you guys the best, and keep rolling your dice and enjoying your games. Take care now. Not